Here we go again. Blessed are you that hunger now, for you shall be satisfied. In Luke, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. You noting a pattern here? All right, Matthew is at a distance from the poor. But again, the Gospel of Thomas is closer to the Gospel of Luke. Blessed are the hungry, the belly of whom it desires will be filled. We also have this phenomenon. It goes on. I could show you 100 examples of this. Why does this generation seek a sign? Truly I say to you, no sign shall be given. That's in Mark. Everybody agrees Mark was the first gospel written, that Matthew and Luke both had a copy of Mark in front of them when they wrote. And that means that if there's a change, the change is deliberate. Well, what Luke does is this generation is an evil generation. So he sticks a little editorial comment in. You so-and-sos, you evil SOBs, all right? No sign shall be given, and he adds, except the sign of Jonah. Now that could be a fairly cryptic comment. And so when Matthew tries it, he has to use an explanatory addition. Now the generation's evil and adulterous. You're getting worse by the week here, folks. No sign but the sign of Jonah, for as Jonah is 3 days in the belly of the whale, the Son of Man will be 3 days, 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So for Matthew's congregation, explanation was required that apparently was not required for the audience of Luke. So what you're beginning to see is that early users of the text are throwing in editorial additions, they're adding comments, they're explaining, and the sayings are growing. So let's look at Mark. It's a story about they bring a paralytic, 4 men, they remove the roof above him, they let him down on the pallet on which the paralytic lay. Now, when it says they removed the roof, that makes perfect sense in a Palestinian context. They built the roofs by putting branches and then mud over top. All right, you could dig your way down through that. They bring him on a pallet. The pallet being talked about is a mat that was rolled up in the daytime and put in the corner of the room, spread out at night, and the poor people slept on pallets. Note what happens when we go to Matthew. They brought him lying on his bed. Another indication that Matthew is not writing to poor people, nor is he among the poor himself. He's talking about audiences that have beds. Peasants did not have beds. So when you move the story to a new context, the vocabulary begins to change. Noted in Luke, Luke also has bed, but he has something very interesting. They went up on the roof and let him down with his bed through the tiles. There are no tile roofs in Judea or the Galilee. We are now in a Greco-Roman city. And Luke's never heard about digging mud, through the mud of a roof. And the only roofs he knows anything about are tiles. So notice that the context in which the story is being told is again beginning to change the vocabulary. So that's another problem we have.